What's up, guys? Today I'm going to bring you guys a video, very highly requested video about different types of proteins and what the benefits of your proteins are, when you should take them, how you should take them, which ones are the best for cooking, and a couple different aspects. So if that sounds interesting, let's get into the video. All right, guys, so we're going to talk about protein powders and how they could be beneficial to you, when, how, and why to use these. So the number one thing I want to get clear right away is, do you need a protein powder to build muscle or lose body fat? Absolutely not. You do not need a protein powder. Now, the reason you would use a protein powder is, one, for convenience, two, for cooking, and three, because they're easier digesting. There's different things you can get out of these protein powders. Remember, not all protein powders are the same. So let's jump into the different types of protein powders that I'm going to recommend that you could utilize in your life. So the number one protein that you're going to hear about is a whey protein. Now, there are two different types of whey protein that you probably would use. One is an isolate, one is a concentrate. The isolates are going to be a very fast digesting protein. Generally, you're going to hear these as the most anabolic, meaning that this is going to have the highest protein yield per gram. Now, let's take a step back. Where does whey come from? Whey comes from your dairy products, and about 20% after this is processed of the leftover is a whey. This whey is then processed into your protein powders, and that's where an isolate comes in. So they process this a tiny bit more, and it's going to be a little bit leaner than the concentrate. Per gram, that protein will be leaner and yield more protein, generally giving us a higher protein synthesis response. Now, your concentrates are generally going to hold just a tiny bit more fat and carbohydrates, which is why they're great for cooking, using these as a substitute when you are trying to add protein into your diet. So, like my protein donut video, I'm going to link that below. But I'm using a whey blend because that whey blend is going to hold more moisture, and that's going to actually help when you're cooking. So I love to use a whey protein concentrate in my cooking, and I also like to just consume that when I need a little bit of a slower digesting protein. Because it has those fats in there, it digests slower than the isolate. Now, your isolates digest fast, right? These are great when you're taking them after a workout because they're going to be easy on your stomach. You're going to be able to absorb it and get that recovery. All these proteins are going to be rich in essential amino acids. They both yield the same. These are what your body needs to recover, build, and stay alive. So when you're looking for a protein, generally you're going to see whey. Now, you might have heard of a casein protein, and a casein protein is the other 80% of the leftover that you get when you process your dairy. So this other 80%, that casein, is generally going to hold just a tiny bit more fat, but it's much, much more slow digesting protein. A lot of times you'll see it as a nighttime protein. I don't like that because it's not necessarily just for night. Generally, if you take it at night, it will be a slower release. But this is also a great one to take during the day if you want something to keep you satiated, or if you want to cook with it, it's also a great option because generally it's going to have a little bit of a thicker consistency and retain more moisture. So if you're having some baking, that's going to be a great one to use. So, ton of different options, guys. Remember, focusing on the quality of your protein is the most important. Finding out where it's sourced from and not buying just the cheapest one that you can find, because a lot of times they have a lot of fillers. So, my favorites are going to be of different brands, honestly. So my favorite isolate is actually the Annex that was carried here at Complete Nutrition. We have a chocolate peanut butter flavor, delicious. My favorite concentrate and my favorite one to cook with, because it has a ton of different flavors, there's a ton, guys, is the Rule 1 Whey Blend. So it's this blue one back here. Now, different caseins, I don't use them a lot, but there's a ton out there. Make sure you're just finding one that fits your goals. There's a couple different other proteins out there you can use, guys. There's actually whey protein that actually contains probiotics, so if you have trouble with digestion, maybe opting in for one that has a probiotic in it. Another great one that a lot of times people misuse is a meal replacement. So The meal replacement such as this prime meal actually has some added fats from avocado oil, MCT oil, but those are going to help with digestion, slowing down digestion, satiation, and it also has some fibers and carbohydrates in there because it's a full meal replacement. So whatever your goals are, just find a protein that fits your goals. Now, I want to say it again because I think it's so important. You do not need a protein shake. They are here to supplement into your diet. If you get a ton of protein like I do through my whole foods, then you don't necessarily need to. It's about your total intake throughout the day on your protein. So your different macronutrients, if you haven't watched my macronutrient video, go ahead and do that because that explains a little bit about what macros are. But protein is so essential to get it spaced throughout the day that fits your goals, fits your lifestyle. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. It's one of the videos I wanted to make because it's one of the most common questions I get. So if you did find it helpful, give me a like, share the video, and subscribe because this video is just like a bunch more that I would like to make for you guys. So if you guys found it helpful, do that for me, and also check out our fitness pages on Instagram and Facebook, as well as the website. We got a lot of new recipes coming out, guys. I am super excited about a few of them. So if that's something you're interested in, keep on and we will get those to you. All right. So until next time, we will see you later.